Jap and Yel Podcast. Hello, it's Japheth Neri and welcome to another Jap and Yel Crash Course podcast. And today we're going to learn about plants. In this lesson, I would like for us to learn the general identity of plants, the diversity of plants, and the reproduction and growth of plants. First, let us start with our topic, plant identity. Plants are autotrophs, meaning they make their own food. How do they do that? Through photosynthesis, the process of using sunlight to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Through photosynthesis, the first plants were able to dominate pretty much every terrestrial environment on Earth because of the abundance of sunlight and their ability to make food efficiently. Also, through this process, they're able to survive for a long time and reproduce and make their kind much diverse. Which leads us to our next topic, plant diversity. Plants adapted structures that enable them to survive the environment they are living at. And of course, not all terrestrial environments are the same. So not all plants are the same too. Thus, different groups of plants exist. We can first divide the plants into two groups, the non-vasculars and the vasculars. The non-vasculars are plants that do not have vascular tissues, namely the xylem and phloem, that help transport water and nutrients through the roots up to the shoot of the plant. On the other hand, the vasculars are plants with vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. Now we can also divide the vasculars into two groups, the vasculars that have seeds and those who do not. The vasculars that have seeds are classified into two, the cone-bearing gymnosperms and the fruit-bearing angiosperms, which can be divided into dicots and monocots. In relation to diversity, let's talk about plant reproduction and growth. Plants can produce female gametes and male gametes, and this results to genetic variations that cause their diversity. Generally, the life cycle of plants includes two alternating stages, the sporophyte generation and the gametophyte generation. The sporophyte produces spores that grow into gametophytes. Then the gametophyte produces gametes, whether they are egg or sperm, and these undergo fertilization that results into a zygote, which grows into a new sporophyte. Now, different plants grow in different ways. Most plants exhibit indeterminate growth, meaning they can grow continually throughout their life, whereas some plants exhibit determinate growth, meaning they stop growing after reaching a certain size. Plants that grow indeterminately exhibit primary growth, which is the development of the plant vertically on their apices, the root apex and the shoot apex. And also these plants exhibit secondary growth, which is the lateral development of plants that increase their girth. So, that ends our today's Crash Course podcast about plants. We learned about their identity, their diversity, and their reproduction and growth. I hope you learned something and I hope you won't forget anything. Again, this is Japheth Neri and thank you very much for listening to this Jap and Yel podcast. Peace. Jap and Yel Podcast.